Good morning. I am here in this beautiful space outside. It's really pretty. I love the wood and dirt and rocks and I love this beautiful moss that grows on the rocks. I feel connected to all things when I'm here, and I'm here to talk about vulnerability and post a little bit longer video. I did a short for Wisdom Keepers, so I'm here, Wisdom Keepers, to talk to you about wisdom. How do you feel about wisdom, vulnerability? Oh, hello, bird. There's something happening over there. So today is all about vulnerability for me and the messages that are coming through. And I think I've talked a lot about it with friends and family, and even here a couple of times. It's important that we tap in, slow down, ground, and find safe spaces to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is what helps create community. When we're locked off or closed up, our ability to be in community is more rigid, is much harder to navigate and flow into, because then our community doesn't know who we are and what we need. And vulnerability also comes with boundaries, of course, and speaking to the right people with discernment, finding the right people to be vulnerable with, and not repeating a pattern of being vulnerable with the wrong kind of people for the wrong reasons. And vulnerability isn't necessarily only with a sexual partner or a married partner. It is also really important to be vulnerable with your kids, with your friends, with your coworkers, and do it with discernment, and definitely do it. When you're vulnerable, what you do is you open a pathway and a door for someone else to be vulnerable, and for a connection to be made. And those connections are what the community needs. We all need it, actually, not just for connection, yes, and also we need it for expansion of ideas and expansion of ways of being in community with each other. And how can we be in community with each other if we don't know each other? And vulnerability creates the ability to know each other better, to understand each other's wants and needs, and to help fulfill them for each other, because that's essentially what all of us want. We want to be seen, felt, and heard. And when we're vulnerable, some people see, feel, and hear us, and some people don't. And if they don't, those are the snapping turtles. They're not necessarily bad people, by the way. They're just in their own patterns. They're in their own shadow work, and they don't have the space to hold right now for you. Or maybe they have the space to hold for someone else, and you're just not their person to be holding space for. There's no need to attach to why. There is a reason to detach from why and move on to the next person that is your person, that holds space for you. And also maybe slow down and give some really grounded thought to who is in your environment, how they show up for you, and what your patterns are of going back to any level of neglect and abuse, or going back to any level of negativity, and just being discerning. I've been talking about intuition as well on this channel. So this all kind of blends together, but using your intuition to know that, okay, is this person someone I'm supposed to be with, being vulnerable? Or is it someone I'm supposed to move on from? Or is it someone that I'm here to do my work with? So that might sound confusing, but just slow down, listen to your inner quiet voice, and decide, okay, this is someone I'm here to do my work with. Okay, this is someone I've got to walk away from for just a brief minute. You know, sometimes when it's someone really close to us, family and friends, it's someone we're meant to do work with. The universe has put us together to get that work complete. Close family members, especially, we chose to be in their life. They say that like mother, daughter, father, children, mother, daughter, and mother, son, father, daughter, father, son. These are karmic relationships where we're meant to do our work. And then there are situations where, you know, you meet someone and you know that that's not your karmic work and that you can move on. And go and ask God, as some of you might say. I don't attach my words to a specific religion, but go and ask that internal voice, that space in your heart, and listen closely to it. Find that voice and listen. Be vulnerable, create community. Be wise, open up, speak your truth with love, speak your truth and be vulnerable. Find spaces, not just one person. Be vulnerable at work, be vulnerable at home, be vulnerable with your kids, be vulnerable with your lover / significant other. Be vulnerable. You can even be vulnerable with people you've just met via your intuition. You can listen to that intuition and usually find that certain people that are new in your life are there for a reason, and you can be vulnerable with them. So go out and practice. Remember not to like blame me if there are snapping turtles. There are going to be snapping turtles. Those are the people that like snap at you and make you feel like, oh, don't be vulnerable. Remember that you can just walk away from the snapping turtles. They move pretty slow, right? Turtles. I don't know if these people do, but you can move to the next, right? And that person isn't gonna bother you anymore. So don't let one snapping turtle stop you from your vulnerability. Allow yourself to have the endurance to go through life, to find the community and build the people around you. Just like building a business, just like building a book if you write, or building an art piece if you're an artist. You know, it might take you 3 or 4 canvases before you get to your best work. It might take you one canvas that you change and change and change again. It might take you your first draft, your second draft, your third draft of your book. But with vulnerability, it's going to take time to find your tribe. And be mindful about it, because this is important. Surround yourself with a tribe that you need and that you want. And don't be narcissistic about it. I hate that word because it's being overused, but don't be so self-centered about it that one flaw you're done with. No, be humble about it. Like, there are going to be people with flaws. You have them. And if you think you don't, then go read some books on how to remember you do, because you do. And so do I. Yeah, I love you. Satnam, remember that what you speak and what you think become your manifestations. So choose them wisely. Much love. Have a good day.